Hello class, this is a video tutorial on area formulas. In this video we're going to look at the formulas of 4 different shapes and the formulas used to calculate the area of these shapes. So let's begin. If you can recall, this is back from year 7 or year 8. The area of this shape can be calculated by multiplying the length with its breadth, or you might heard its width and height, or it doesn't really matter so long as you understand that it is one side multiplied by one other side, and that the two sides that we are multiplying is at a right angle from each other. Notice how L and B are right angles from each other. So the area of rectangles and squares is actually just area equals length times breadth. I'll do it in brackets here. That is length times breadth, or just LB. But since with a square, I know I've labeled it as length and breadth, but really a square is two of the same side, so you can really just label it as L squared, because L and B are the same side, or it could be B squared or whatever number squared. Moving right along. With triangles, we require the perpendicular height, meaning the height that is at a right angle from each other. Be careful, because you may be given some triangles with the length of this diagonal. So I'm going to highlight it here and do it in red. It is not the diagonals, so it's not these two, so those are wrong. We're not going to use those ones. We need the right angle to the base. So if we have this height, we need the base of that height. Same with this one. We need the base, so one side, and the height that is perpendicular to the base. Now, I've heard of a lot of students ask, is this little dotted bit included? It is not. It's just saying from here, from this point to this point is the length of B, and all this is showing is that that is perpendicular to the base. And the area of any triangle is 1/2 the base times the height, half BH. So, or you can expand this as 1/2 times base times height. Moving right along. Once again, notice how we need a height and it's at a right angle to the length. Again, you can replace these letters with any other pronumeral. For this, we're just using length and height, as in L and H. Once again, notice how it's at a 90-degree angle from each other. Sometimes you may be given parallelograms that look like this, where the height is shown outside. And once again, be very careful not to use the diagonal in a parallelogram. You can probably see a few questions behind here, but that's okay. But anyway, the area of a parallelogram is just length times height. So L times H. Again, you can use any pronumerals from this. You can label this A and B. So long as you understand, they must be at a right angle from each other. For a trapezium, however, it's slightly different. For a trapezium, we actually need 3 values. We need the values of the top and bottom. The way it's described, the best way you can remember it, is that we need the values of the 2 parallel lines. It may not be shown, but these 2 sides are actually parallel to each other. So we need the values of the parallel sides, and we need the perpendicular height. And to find the area of this shape, it's a little bit more complicated. It is actually A plus B divided by 2 multiplied by the height. There's a little hair there. And I always do this first. We do this in brackets. We have to add the values of a and b, not multiply, add these two, halve it, and then multiply by the height. And again, be careful not to use the diagonal length. It must be at a right angle from the two sides that we're using. So I'll let you get these down, these formula down, and I'm going to do some examples in the next video. See you then.